if it is or not, but a couple artists that I really enjoy are arguing with each other on the internet right now. So it kind of really sucks. What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Crypt here, and today I'm going over the YouTube diss track tier list. Well, hello. What the fuck you doing? My mic got a little top heavy, just like me. But anyway, we're going over the YouTube diss track tier list today. There's only about 20 different diss tracks on here. There's plenty of diss tracks that are left out. KSI has like 15 different diss tracks on people. I think I have maybe 3 or 4 of his in here. I have 1 or 2 of Deji's. I think I have 1 or 2 of Rice Gum and Jake Paul and all those guys. But I try to pick some of the more known diss tracks out there. Again, I know there's plenty of other diss tracks out there that I don't have on this. So please, save your fucking comments. There's hundreds on YouTube. I can't put them all in here. Now, the inspiration behind this, there's a small diss track battle going on right now between 2 artists that I really enjoy on YouTube. There's Upchurch and Screw. I'm a really good personal friend with Screw, and I've always loved Upchurch's music, so it just kind of put me between a rock and a hard place. I'm not going to react to any of their songs or anything like that, just because I like both of them a lot. So it would be hard for me to be unbiased. My feelings would probably get hurt on both sides, so I'm just going to stay out of that. But in spirit, I'm going to go over some of the diss tracks and rank them from perfect, really good, solid, average at best, please stop, and what the fuck. There will be a link in the description if you guys want to go to Tiermaker and make your very own list of the best diss tracks on YouTube. Feel free to tweet them at me. Feel free to make videos and stuff like always. And if you guys want me to continue on with these Tiermaker videos, I'll 100% keep doing it. I have to make like the big YouTube rapper tier list because you guys got a lot of likes on that video. But in the meantime, these are 20 of the best and worst YouTube diss tracks, and let's rank them. That was a shitty introduction to this. So first up, we got KSI, Adam's Apple. Now, a lot of you guys may not remember this one. This was one of the earlier diss tracks whenever all this shit was going down, but it was against a guy named Net Nobody, and I'm not entirely too familiar with the beef, but I know he got his ex-wife / ex-girlfriend on the song, and that right there is just fucking killer, man. If somebody were to do that to me, I would probably like forget all the YouTube beef and go find them and shoot them. That's just me. I just you know, that's cutting deep. As far as the actual rap on the song, definitely wasn't bad at all. It wasn't anything crazy, but the fact that he got his girl on that diss track is just, man, that's man, that is just a razor blade. So I'm gonna put that up there with really good. Like I said, I don't particularly care for the rap too much, but you know, he got his fucking ex on there. That's just crazy. Up next, we got Aries, KSI. This is probably one of the more recent ones that you guys have heard. I was included on this for like 4 bars. He just said he hoped I died. This was KSI's response to Quadeca's diss track Insecure, and I think it fell short of between the battle. Had some really good punchlines in there. Some of them, I feel like he thought way too much on the punchlines and just like really tried way too hard to make them intricate. There's a specific science to it. You can make stuff way too complicated. I do it all the fucking time. But the beat switches in it were really good, and he did have a really good flow the entire time. So I'll put it as solid. Wasn't anything crazy, but I definitely don't think it was bad or anything like that. Up next, we have the Asian Jake Paul diss track. This was iDubbbz's response to Rice Gum during their whole little fiasco. And what was crazy to me is I enjoy this song so much more than Rice Gum's response, Frick the Police. And Rice Gum was supposed to be like the YouTube diss god on, not diss god, but like the YouTube diss, like the guy that dissed everybody that nobody can fuck with. Jesus. Now, obviously, iDubbbz is not a rapper or anything like that, so the flow and like the sound of it was just a little off for me the entire time. I still enjoyed it. Still had some really cool punchlines. Had PewDiePie and Boy in a Band on there. So I don't know if I'm gonna put it at solid or really good. I'm just gonna kind of close my eyes and let it fall. Okay, and ended up falling it really good. So it's like right there in the middle. It's like really solid. That should be a different category. It's like right there in the middle. Up next, we have Bend the Knee by Net Nobody, or Sky Does Minecraft at the time, maybe? I can't remember if he had changed his name over yet. Now, I personally think this is like a really good song, but as far as disses go, it wasn't too crazy for me, but like the production behind the song was really, really good. So I'm going to put it as solid just because the disses didn't hit so hard for me. Again, this was back during the same time as Adam's Apple and all that stuff when they were having their little feud. Up next, we have Bitch Lasagna, God tier. Same as Congratulations, God tier. Fuck with me. Now, in all honesty, Bitch Lasagna, it was just like a parody track. Wasn't anything crazy or anything like that, but it's PewDiePie. You know, it's PewDiePie. But Congratulations, that was fucking amazing. Rumi's voice is just out of this world, and his hook that he did, hey, congratulations, like that was really cool, made the song catchy, and there was some stuff in there that a lot of people didn't know about T-Series, so it was a really good, like, hitting diss track. So in all honesty, I'll bring back Bitch Lasagna, I'll bring it at solid. I know it's a staple and everything like that, but it was literally calling him Bitch Lasagna, okay, so it's not a good diss track, okay. Here we have The Fall of Jake Paul by Logan Paul, and this was my very first introduction to Logan Paul, like, rapping and making music, and I feel like some people are going to be surprised with this. It really was not that bad for like one of his first songs. The production was really good on it. I hated the people that was on the song with him, those guys, whatever they were called. They should not have been on the song. So I'm going to give it some points and put it at average at best. but that is the highest I will ever put Logan Paul. Next we have Goodbye KSI. I think that was the name of this one. This was during their boxing match, like right before their boxing match happened, and this was his response to KSI's On Point, and it definitely fell flat. I mean, the music video was pretty cool. I like the 360-degree camera angle that he had in there. And he did feature KSI's own voice on the song and like try to make it work, but the whole thing didn't work, okay? It was a good idea, poorly executed. I'm gonna put that at please stop, because I never want to hear something like that again. He also rhymed done with done, like every single fucking bar. This right here is Deji's Ran, and this is personally, I think, one of Deji's best songs that he's made. The flow was so much better than anything I've heard from him do. You know, he kind of got a little repetitive when he was saying he ran hiding like he's Ann, and you know, I get what that means and stuff like that. But like I said, it was definitely better than most of the other stuff that I had heard from him. So I'm going to put it up here as solid. It could have been a lot better if, like, because his flow got a little bit off and, like, basic towards the end. But, like, the very beginning of it was really cool. Like, when he was at the Tesco station, or the Tesla station, wherever the fuck he was. Up next, we got I'm Not Dax by Screw. And I'm going to put this one up here at perfect. And let me tell you why. I know this is, like, a little bit of a bias because I had some beef going on with Dax and stuff like that. And me and Screw have been cool with each other for a little bit. But as far as, like, impact on this, I'm pretty sure Dax can't go anywhere without being called a motherfucking janitor. But the song had a lot of substance to it, had some really cool different type bars. Music video was really cool. He was in the janitor's outfit and like plunging a toilet and shit, and it just made sense with what he was going on with. But like I said, as far as impacts, I mean, there's posts all the time. Like Dax cannot escape being the motherfucking janitor, and it originated from this song. Up next, we got the homie Quadeca with his Insecure diss track, and this just fucking launched my homie out. I remember Quadeca had right around 600,000 subscribers whenever this whole thing happened, and now he's at like 1.3, 1.4 mil. The diss track really hit hard. He was like one of the first dudes to do the beat switch, and like a lot of people followed suit with that. I'm not gonna put it as perfect because there wasn't really any new information that was brought out, which is like a staple in diss tracks. Like if you can bring out some new information that's damaging that a lot of people don't know about, that's when stuff really hits hard. That's why the whole Dax thing is up there, because there was like screenshots and messages. A lot of people were finding out that Dax wasn't as, you know, who he portrayed. And then PewDiePie's congratulations talking about how T-Series used to pirate movies and was like tax evasion and stuff like that. I didn't know about any of that shit. There wasn't any new information revealed to me inside of the Insecure diss track, which is the only reason why it's not perfect. The flows were absolutely nuts. I did a video talking everything great about this song. There's so many cool punchlines and everything like that. But again, there just wasn't anything new for me. Here we have Every Night Sis by Rice Gum and Alyssa Violet, and I was really surprised at Alyssa Violet's rapping skills. I wasn't a big fan of her on the hook, but her rapping skills actually were not that bad. Had some good presence on the microphone. Rice Gum had some somewhat decent punchlines in there. I know this song was like a staple for diss tracks, and like it was like the launch of like Jake Paul's fall sort of thing, or like where people started to see he was really a piece of shit person. And the song's catchy, don't get me wrong, but again, it wasn't anything crazy to me, so I'll put it up here as really good. And honestly, it's right here on the border, so he's like right up there with really solid. So Every Night Sis and Asian Jake Paul, they're like the same for me, so I'll move Quadeca over here. These two are like the same, they're like really solid. Here we have Road to Shaw's, and I think this was called KSI Sucks or something like that. This is just a funny get along track. I liked it a lot, actually. This is the first time I think anybody heard about KSI's like abortions and stuff like that, so there was new information inside of it. Road to Shaw's not a rapper though, and he also called me fat. Fuck you. I'm just playing. He probably doesn't even remember responding to me on Twitter, but it's all good. Like I said, the song was actually pretty cool, but he's not a rapper. The flow was not the best, so I will put it at solid. Next, we have Mini Mentor, and I pronounced his name right this time. Go fuck yourself. I think this was called KSI's little brother on Deji, and you know, he actually surprised me. I went back and listened to it. It was like the first time I ever heard it, like making this video. After like hearing his voice and him talking about music and stuff like that, I didn't think he'd be able to rap as well as he did. Still wasn't very good, but it was definitely a lot better than I anticipated. Ah, shit, I'm accidentally scrolling here. And for that, I will give him a solid on the track. Now we are getting into Randolph, and I think this one was Manchild on Deji. And as far as staples go, this like really made a big turn on YouTube for Randolph both and for Deji. This is kind of what put Randolph on the map. A lot of stuff in there that a lot of people didn't really know about, and it really got personal from this right here. Randolph actually sounded pretty good on this, had some really solid flows, but for me, it was just missing that one little extra thing to kind of elevate it up into like the perfect realm. But it did have a long-lasting effect, so for that, I will put it up here as really good. Next, we have On Point by KSI, and I personally think this is the best diss track on YouTube. Music video wise, rap wise, had some really good bars in there, some really good flow, and I was like 100% impressed with KSI on this one. I've said it in a lot of different videos actually. This is like my favorite KSI song, but the music video was just nuts. Okay, so that was like hands down, I do think this is the best diss track on YouTube. Next we have Stephen Little, and this was Khan's diss track on Jallo. and I was going into this with an open mind because I knew Khan didn't rap, but he had zero budget for this and did this entire music video on green screen, and there were some cool disses in there. He had me dying fucking laughing in my reaction to this video. Now, since it was more of a joke diss track than like a hard-hitting diss track, I'm not going to put it up with perfect, but it was 100% a really, really good diss track, like music video and all. You guys should definitely go watch that. Next, we have Unforgivable, and man, oh man, did this stir some shit up. This is just crazy how this whole entire situation happened, but Unforgivable put a stop to literally everything. It put a stop to the Randolph diss tracks, to the KSI diss tracks, the Quadeca diss tracks, all the diss tracks. It put a stop to everything. It even put a stop to its own self because Deji had to delete it to try to, you know, fix everything, and now it's back up again. I don't know if any diss track has been talked more about than this one. It literally got like 11 million views in a week or some crazy shit like that. That video would probably be like at 25-30 million if it wasn't deleted, in all honesty. So for that, it's definitely up here in the perfect category. Your boy had the craziest scheme of any diss track ever. Dax sang like a motherfucker on a song. Deji's flow was great. Even Jallo came with it. That was just like the epicness that needed to happen. Next, we have Randolph's victory speech, and I don't believe this was as good as Manchild. There was some more damaging information and stuff like that, and he threw a little shot at me towards the end of it. But it was just really stale for me, and I don't believe it was as good as Manchild. But it wasn't like bad or anything like that, so I'll put it up here as solid. Next, we have Warning by me. And the music video for this sucks. I just went back and watched it again right now, and it's just fucking bad. But the bars are insane. So I'll put it up here as really good. If my music video was better and like I actually threw a little bit more actual disses in there instead of like just warning Randolph not to fuck with me, I think it'd have been really cool. Even though we're cool now. Me and Randolph are really cool with each other. And last, I believe this is called Wasteman by Deji. And I was more impressed by the music video on this one. This was right before the fight with Jake Paul. And but the rap itself wasn't anything spectacular. And I think this was before Deji kind of really came into his own with rapping and started to get better. So I'm going to put this one at average at best. Just because like he wasn't really feeling it as much yet, but he definitely elevated so much more after the fight and stuff like that. I really am excited to see how far Deji can go with music if he keeps continuing on with it, because I have seen his improvement. He definitely has a lot of potential. So Deji, hit me up. That's crazy. Nobody made it in the what the fuck category. Literally any song by Jake Paul belongs here. Any song ever by Jake Paul belongs here. But that's going to be the end of the video, guys. Let me know how you feel about my list. Do you guys agree with it? Am I a piece of shit? Should I have never done this before? Should I have been born? But in all honesty, let me know what you guys think about my list right here. Do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it? Do you want me to make another type of video like this? Just comment all that shit. I read all these comments, even the really hurtful ones that kind of keep me up at night crying. But that is going to be the end of the video, guys. Hopefully you all enjoyed. And until next time, it has been your boy Crypt, and I'm signing out. Bandana.